Call the Community Development Authority to order for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Roll call, please.
President Kardasky.
Here.
Gary Paul.
Here.
Chris Atkinson.
Here.
Pete Lucius.
Here.
Bruce Enke.
Here.
Brian Vandekreek and James Christensen are excused.
Okay, please stand for the pledge.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember, men and women throughout the world in uniform. I need motion to, on the agenda, anything changes.
Motion approved.
Motion and second to approve the agenda is presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 5, action on the minutes from the meeting of October 1, 2024.
I'll move to approve as long as I was here for that one. It's been a while, so if somebody want to check into that for me?
I'll second it. We're going to
You have a date on there?
October 1st.
October 1st.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 6, items for discussion and possible action. Consider, discuss, act on a third planning option extension for Merge LLC for parcels VA-55-C and VA-55-D. Aaron.
All right, thank you. I'll just share my screen just as a refresher for the property we're talking about here. It did have this brought up before. So this is the property. These two parcels immediately east of the proposed commonplace building 2. These properties have been subject of a planning option extension or a planning option in the past with Merge LLC. They are developers of both commonplace 1, which has Odyssey Climbing and Fitness in the district 4 house, and proposed building number 2. Village board has recommended or has approved a development agreement extension that brings us through proposed completion of the second building. Merge is committed to this project and getting this project done. In fact, they are online right now. If you have any questions for them, just after the short presentation. Again, as a refresher in terms of what they're proposing, this is the site plan. Building number 2 is right here. Landscape plan, and then the building, similar scope to the previous project. Again, 5-story mixed-use commercial first floor, multifamily floors 2 through 5, as you can see there. The CDA does own the 2 parcels to the east. Merge is requesting continued use of those properties for both future planning for the 2 properties, but then also for staging for construction of building 2. So the area right now is entirely fenced in. That'd be their construction area, so they have room to stage the construction shed, utilities, trucks, whatever else they might need to store on site for the construction of building number 2. As part of the request for the extended planning option, there's a $10,000 planning option payment to the CDA to take care of the opportunity cost of not being able to develop that property for the next 2 years. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. We do have Merge representatives on the line as well.
That $10,000, is that like in line with like what we've previously gotten? Because we've been holding this property vacant for quite a while now. I feel like that $10,000 could easily go up.
So that's consistent with what was approved last time. It was $10,000. That's why I held it consistent.
So if we decide to do this, can we make it performance-based? If they do not hit the performance goals of the development, do we automatically revoke and make this null and void, and then we get that property back as well? Use of it. I don't want to have something set in there, have them miss a performance goal, and then that is sitting there with like their equipment on it for a year.
I guess I'd probably defer to Brent if you're available to address that question.
Yeah, if we don't start building 2 on time, I'd be just fine with removing this planning option concurrently with that if we miss the dates of building 2. So yeah, that would make sense to me.
Okay.
So we would just have to amend what was included in the packet to include those same performance goals that are in the development agreement.
into this. That way we're at least covering ourselves, because I don't want to get into the situation, like I said, where they miss something, it's not gonna happen, we sit there and then there's equipment sitting there. We could have had these lots developed for a long time. I mean, honestly, I want this done, I want to let them use the lot, but I really want 15 grand out of that planning option payment.
Aaron, what you said, it sounded like there's a potential that Merge would want to buy these lots also. Is that part of their longer plan, the complete plan? Do we have an agreement in place for that, or any negotiations on it?
So at this point, this is all part of the original plan that was put together for these properties when we initially put out the request for proposals. And they identified these properties as part of their overall development plan. At this point, there's nothing outside of this planning option as far as a right of first refusal or anything like that. It's just this planning option at this time. Should they decide they're interested in developing those properties, that would be a separate sale and development agreement.
Aaron, are they locked in for a period of time that we cannot go out and look for somebody to develop these two?
Yes, this would be for the period of construction of building 2, so roughly 2 years.
2 years, okay, so then after that
I guess like the situation that we're in, I mean, our building codes, commercial building codes drastically changed. So it kind of devalues the property. It's going to make it harder to develop. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this. So here we sit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Codes have changed an awful lot. I sure like to want to see the project go.
Me as well.
I'd sooner see it, that's positive talk on it than the negative talk that we're kind of putting in front of us right now. It'd be a nice addition to what they started, so.
Brent, what is your, if you don't mind me asking, what is your timeline to start construction?
I'm building 2, Aaron.
Yes.
Oh, imminent. The April is kind of the back end of when we would start. So we're in March right now. So, yeah, April would be the back end of that.
Okay. When do you think you mobilize the site?
Yeah, all within the next 60 days, right? Mobilize and get the foundations going and get it all in. They need 60 days to put the foundation in, our contractor. So watching the temperatures rise and not going to incur the winter costs, but we're going to go right in after that. So we're excited. The third option, I mean, I'm hearing the feelings, the emotions of wanting that third phase. I just want to be very clear. Building 2, we have 100% approval. We're ready to go. Building 3, we have not begun those designs. This is really needed for the staging right now, and we would love to develop phase 3, but I didn't want to give I think part of the issue we're running into too is that it feels like it's been a long time, but building 1 was stabilized within the last 12 months. So to us, it's not that long. To you all, I'm hearing you, it feels like a long time. I just don't want to get off on the wrong foot on building 3 as well. Buildings of this magnitude of $20 million plus don't just happen overnight. The planning and the designs take a year plus, but we need it for staging for building 2, and then we'll be excited to start diving into building 3 as well. But if you just want to give us to it for staging and are not wanting to work with us on 3, I could understand that, but we're committed to the town and to keep going after building 2 is done. But everything takes time to get to the next building.
Thanks, Brent.
Brent, do you have contracts with, do you have contracts with the contractors that are going to start this project?
Yeah, building 2. Yeah.
We do have contracts already.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more discussion?
I would still like to see that come up a little bit off 10,000.
Carried.
Vote aye.
I'm more interested in getting the project going than worrying about $5,000. I don't think the $5,000 will make a lot of difference one way or another. I'm more interested in getting this thing going, just keep everybody satisfied.
If I could say something, if I'm willing and what I just offered is to, if we don't start building 2 within the timeline, it would get back. This $10,000 fee would only be for 4 months, right? So I think it's fair. I think it's more than what other cities charge already. We had the same question about the 10, so I think it's fair and reasonable.
Any thoughts, discussion?
As long as it's performance based, I guess I'm fine with it. But I want it performance based.
Yep, what I'll do is I will add those same performance goals from the development agreement into this planning option.
So what was that performance goal?
So within the development agreement, there are basically different dates for them to meet to show progress towards completion. One of the most important one is the building envelope has to be completed, and I don't know the date offhand, but basically have a, for lack of a better term, a grandfathering under the current building codes to have the building enclosed by a certain date. And that's within the development agreement. That's an agreement with the state for the building code allowance.
I think 3 different milestones within the agreement that have to be met as far as starting construction, footings, foundations, and then building envelope to meet the requirements by the states to fall within the existing or the previous code that the state was under for commercial building. I believe it's June of 27. Does that
Sounds right.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
June of 27th.
For full building envelope.
Any other thoughts, discussions? We'll add that language to what we've got. Does everybody understand what that language is?
All right, I'll move to approve. I don't have the verbiage in front of me. I'll move to approve the third plan option extension with Merge LLC for Parcels VA 55C and VA 55D. With the addition of
Performance.
performance goals.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the third extension with merge for parcels VA-55-C and VA-55-D. Everybody understand? Any questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Brent, while I haven't aligned yet, just if you could work with Wes or Justin, whoever you need to, we will need an updated building permit with information on that submitted for our purposes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, items for the agenda. Aaron?
Be great if we do.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.